Hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new. It's Friday, thank goodness. This is moving forward and we have a few things to talk about. I want to talk about the week ahead for the collective. I want to talk about Donald Trump's week ahead. I keep being told look at him. I want to explore the energy around his end, this being over. I want to explore that, and I want to explore when we might see Kamala again. Okay. Hopefully we can get through all the readings. All right, so everything I say here is for entertainment purposes only. Everything I say here is alleged, and this is also for informational purposes only. Okay, everything I say is alleged, even in the comments. All right, if you want a personal reading from me, you can click in the description of this video. You click more, it'll come down, you'll see the link, or you can just email me moonlightergy15@gmail.com. okay. What else? Oh yeah, please send me a link to your small business if you have one. I will promote it for you. You can also send me a link to your YouTube channel. You can send me a link to a podcast you're doing. Okay. Check out the Indigo Corner, Dr. Ken. Please subscribe to him. Help him grow. He is growing. Let's help him grow some more. Please subscribe if you haven't. Check his videos out. Really great videos. Nice variety. Really good political videos. His gifts are growing. He's incredibly creative, insightful. Check him out, okay? All right. So let's get started. Let's just jump right into it. So I'm going to do a reading for... I'm going to use this deck. Let's look at the U.S. collective first, and then we'll look at the world collective, okay? All right, for the week of the 11th to the 17th. Okay. Energy for the U.S. collective for May 11th to the 17th. Two more shuffles. U.S. collective. Show me what's going on. What is the energy? Oh, King of Swords came out. Alright, so we have the King of Swords. Very nice. Ten of Swords. Justice. The Sun. Nice. Six of Wands. Wheel of Fortune. 3 major cards so far. Seven of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles. I think this goes here. Eight of Swords. Interesting. Eight of Pentacles. Knight of Cups. King of Cups. Five of Swords. Four of Wands. Very nice. Seven of Swords. Beginning of next week feels like mess. A little. A little bit. A little bit. The Devil. Yeah. All mess over here. On the bottom here, Ace of Wands. Let's see, ultimate outcome for the US collective next week. Queen of Cups with Strength on the bottom. We have Queen of Cups here, Nine of Wands, Death, Strength. Saying these are the cards as well. Strength, Ten of Wands there, yeah. Might be a rough, not rough, but challenging week. Some intensity it feels like. Okay. Alright, so we have the King of Swords, Ten of Swords, Justice, the Sun. Six of Wands, Wheel of Fortune, At the bottom, we have the Seven of Swords, Eight of Swords, the Devil, Five of Swords. Seven of Pentacles, Knight of Cups. Moving up here, we have the King of Cups, Four of Pentacles, Eight of Pentacles, Four of Wands. Ultimate outcome, we have the Queen of Cups, Nine of Wands, Death, and Strength. Okay. Alright, so let's start at the beginning over here with the King of Cups, King of Swords, Seven of Swords, Eight of Swords, Devil, Five of Swords, Ten of Swords. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4 swords. Nope, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 swords. Okay, 5 swords, cards, words. Anyway, the beginning of the week feels like a lot of intense mental confusion, conflict, upset. With the King of Swords there, it feels as though we will be looking at something upsetting at the beginning of next week. So perhaps Monday, Tuesday. It will cause some emotional upset with the King of Cups there. But it feels like perhaps an ending to something with the Ten of Swords. You know, Ten of Swords could be painful endings, disappointments, but it's an ending nonetheless. Okay, so it's with the Ten of Swords. This is the Ten of Swords right here. It could be walking off into something better, perhaps, after a time of strife and difficulty. Okay, and with the King of Swords here looking, it kind of feels like it's looking at this. And the Seven of Swords energy with the Eight of Swords, whatever that, you know, and the Five of Swords there, it feels as though we'll be looking at something, the Devil, not good. Not good energy. Doesn't feel good. That's what I'm saying. Okay. But it feels as though we will be shown something perhaps, or assessing something that looks bad. That will cause, because it's the Seven of Swords here. I'm looking mainly at the Seven of Swords, the Devil, and the Five of Swords. And the Seven of Swords is about betrayal, thievery, doing things covertly, strategically, or planning something. But it's very it's weak, the plan. You know, this thing you're trying to do you're going to be exposed with the Seven of Swords. And the Eight of Swords here is this worry or a feeling of being trapped, in a sense, mental limitations, anxiety, because of the Seven of Swords energy. And that it feels like we'll be looking at that, and that will be the energy felt. Okay. And so we will be trying to gain some. This feels like a number of things. The King of Cups here, we will be, because it's on top of all of these, and it could cause some emotional upset. But it also feels like it feels as though the U.S. collective would fall back on perhaps we won't respond in a way that is unstable emotionally. King of Cups and the Queen of Cups. The King of Cups is here. It's about going with the flow of life. Okay, it's about your intuition. It's about compassion, you know, all of those things. So perhaps with it being on top of all these cards, whatever we will be assessing or looking at that will be upsetting, you know, psychologically, emotionally, perhaps we will be able to we will be able to still have a good footing when it comes to our emotion. Perhaps the compassion or something will drive us to have or called to us to have this King of Cups energy. It feels as though some of the collective may respond in a way that they would have to gain their footing when it comes to like emotional stability, and the other half will be able to respond in a way that is a response rather than a reaction. Okay, let's see here. It feels as though it will be something we will witness. This here. This 7, these 3 cards here. The 5 of Swords is a card of conflict as well. And it's about winning at all costs, cutting corners, cheating, you know, that sort of thing. There's always a cost to it though, which could be the 10 of Swords energy here. This is, you know, it's an end to the pain. It's painful, but it's an end nonetheless. Okay, so let's see here. Do the King of Swords. Let me use my dominant hand. Do the King of... Hold on, it's moving already. Let's chill out. Do the King of Swords, the 10 of Swords, the 7 of Swords, the Devil, and the 5 of Swords represent something the U.S. collective will witness next week? It's saying yes. Okay, clear the center, please. It's definitely something about our government. I heard in my head it's about, do the King of Cups represent our emotional response to whatever it is we will witness? Okay, clear the center. Will our response be emotionally stable and centered? Will our response be... It's saying yes. Okay. It feels like it will bring on a feeling of great compassion. Okay, and we will use it feels like I talked about a lot with the calmness that comes in this month and our responses. It feels like a lot because the King of Swords is here. So we'll be looking at this. It will be upsetting, but it feels like the response will be great compassion. You know, we'll be able to use our intuition to navigate through this. Okay. But it does feel, you know, I'll be honest, it does feel dark. And surprising. It's a little bit shocking almost. It feels like. All this down here. It feels heavy, heavy, heavy. But on top is the King of Cups. So I feel as though this will be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday moving in. My guys are saying like something will, it's like it'll begin, it's like a, during the weekend, during this weekend, there'll be like murmurings or something coming. it feels like here. Okay. Let me see. I feel like another card's energy is supposed to pop up over here. Let me see if it comes up. Six of Pentacles. Yep, the Tower's right there. I knew it. I knew it. It was somewhere. I knew it because it feels shocking. Six of Pentacles, just give and take. It feels shocking. I was thinking the Nine of Swords, but like a scandal or some sort, but it feels very surprising. The energy feels like, oh my goodness. And the emotional, sort of emotional upheaval. But the response won't be, you know, it's like we understand the, assignment now on how to respond. Okay? So perhaps starting off in the weekend, coming into Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, all of this. That's the Tower, guys. Great, great upheaval, something shocking happening. Okay, so as we move to the middle here, we have Justice. We have this Five of Swords energy, sort of, and we're moving. There's something with the Ten of Swords moving into the energy of justice. Okay, Five of Swords here, still touching. Seven of Pentacles, the Star. Eight of Pentacles, Four of Pentacles. Okay, so this is the midweek of next week. And this cutting corners thing with the Five of Swords. Five of Swords is right here. Okay, and so I'm going back for a second. The Six of Pentacles is on top of the Devil, and I just heard like doing something with money you're not supposed to. Okay, giving and receiving favors that you're not supposed to. Something about that, giving and receiving favors of some sort, that will be shocking. Okay, so moving back to what I was saying. Four of Pentacles. This is the Four of Pentacles. On top of Justice. Four of Pentacles is an energy of there's a stubbornness to there's a not wanting to let go. Four of Pentacles. That energy. You won't let it go. You're holding on to something. Okay, and so it's on top of Justice. And something with the Justice card here, and wanting to hold on to balance, bring back balance. Okay, Justice is literally about justice. It's about holding balance, bringing back balance. It's about integrity. It's about your purpose. Okay, spiritually, the Justice card. And looking at the other cards, the Seven of Pentacles, this wanting to build stability, wanting to water and nurture your plans, your goals, your security for the future. And the Sun is here. And the Sun is about abundance. It looks like as we move through the week, things get lighter. For sure. Okay. But here it feels like rebuilding from this destruction here, which is interesting to me. Because this feels both like literally something happening, an event or situation happening, and we are assessing and we're looking and we're upset. Okay, and then as we move here, something in our energy feels like rebuilding of strength. You know, it feels like despite whatever's going on back here, the effects of it, we're still looking forward. You know, something with the Eight of Pentacles is about expansion. It's about using your skills to expand. It's about building discipline. Okay. And it's almost, perhaps, maybe something in the courts. You know, a judgment that causes a lot of excitement. Abundance with the Sun, a big judgment. Because the Four of Pentacles is like, we're not letting go of something. Let's see. It feels like it feels like something that we are waiting on to come, you know, not go through or come through. Let's see. Does the Justice card represent a judgment? Does the Justice card represent a judgment? So it's saying no. I kind of felt that too. I feel like it has to do with, my guides keep saying Congress. Okay, clear the center. I'm gonna ask, does this have to do with Donald Trump's budget, the bill? Yeah. Saying yes. Saying yes. Big yes. Okay. Clear the center. Does it have to do with the bill having trouble getting passed? Does it have to do... Okay, saying yes. Okay. All right. Because it feels like an opportunity, okay, and it feels like an opportunity to move forward, or to, you know, like, feels like progression is what it feels like here with the 8, the 7 of Pentacles, and the Sun here. And the 4 of Pentacles feels like a stalemate, or like not letting go to move forward. This thing that, you know, the cards, my guides are saying, has to do with Congress. It has to do with that bill, perhaps. Okay, but it feels like the collective is saying, yeah, yes. With the Sun here. Literal expanding and nurturing our plans. Okay. And as we move further into the week towards so this feels like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday sort of energy. This is all connected here. And the Four of Wands is about balance, harmony, good news, celebration. Interesting. And the Six of Wands is about being in the spotlight, perhaps. It's about a reputation. It's about who is this? Because all this energy here is about the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups is about your reputation as well. It's about how people, how you connect to people. It's about your intuition. It's about how you, again, that word idealism. That word of like, you'll be happy about something by the end of the week. Because it feels like with the Six of Wands, the Four of Wands, moving forward with victory, having forward progression, taking inspired action. Knight of Cups is about how you connect to one another, how we connect to one another, people being drawn to you. It's about idealism. It's about your intuition. Navigating situations with your intuition. It's about protection, protecting yourself, your emotional stability, or it's very interesting, this energy here. And the Wheel of Fortune is here. The wheel turning in our favor, it feels like. We start off with this darkness and we end moving in with the sun. This sort of illumination. A feeling of good luck, goodwill, good news. A sense of togetherness. I know that sounds hokey and cliche, but that's what the cards are saying. And the ultimate outcome here, Queen of Cups, we have the King of Cups here. Being in the flow of life, compassion, emotional stability, increased intuition on how to navigate. This feels also very spiritual, this reading. The Nine of Wands, resilience and strength, moving forward. Despite any obstacles, you're saying, I'm going to keep going. And the Seven of Pentacles is here. Seven of Pentacles is here, okay? Death, transformation, transition, letting go of things that no longer serve you. It feels renewal. It feels like that down here. Like we shook something off, the ending of something for a new beginning. And strength, right with the Nine of Wands here. You know, using your inner resources, recognizing that you are prepared for most of life's obstacles, that you are resilient. Okay, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 major cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is an important week next week. Very, very important. Okay? For the U.S. Collective. Alright, so let's take a look at the world, because my viewers aren't just from the US. A bunch of cards came out. We have Nine of Wands, Page of Pentacles, very nice, Queen of Pentacles, Four of Swords, the Magician, Five of Pentacles, Two of Pentacles, that goes here, Three of Pentacles, Five of Wands, some conflict in the world. This goes down here, actually. Temperance. I think this does go here, actually. Let me shuffle some more. If those cards come up again, then. Oh. Eight of Swords. Some more. I could take from the bottom. Eight of Wands. So that's what it feels like. Nine of Cups. Okay. And the ultimate outcome. Three of Swords, Page of Swords, Five of Swords on the bottom. Okay, yeah, that sounds. There's a lot going on in the world, and this over here with the Nine of Wands, the Page of Pentacles, the Eight of Wands, and the Nine of Cups, with Temperance touching the beginning of the week. This feels like with the Eight of Wands here, multiple like news coming out from multiple locations. Okay. It honestly feels like preparation, honestly. Feels like people locking down not locking down in like a lockdown, but people locking in. People's, I could see people looking out or watching or looking at the news or watching things and settling in or grounding down, you know, focused on stability with the Page of Pentacles. Here, you know, this sort of strategic, even working together perhaps with the Eight of Wands, looking towards progression and expansion, and also looking at obstacles and looking at struggles. But, you know, there's this feeling of, even in the U.S. collective, is a feeling of strength here. It feels strong despite obstacles. And the Nine of Cups is here. I've always viewed this card, outside of when I pull for Donald Trump, I've always viewed this card as people, allies, or people working together. That's what this feels like here. That's what this feels like. Okay? And the Temperance card is about literally things trying to be tempered, things being tempered. It's about inner peace. It's about balance. And that's what this feels like, is striving towards. The Queen of Pentacles, this stability, this groundedness, the security. That's what the world will be focused on. And Three of Pentacles, you know, collaborating. The Four of Swords, reevaluation, assessing. There's some, you know, whatever people will be looking at over the weekend into the next week, it will be bringing up this need to prepare. Not necessarily in a bad way, but just like, you know, Two of Pentacles is about prioritizing your responsibilities, juggling different things, okay? And Three of Pentacles is on the bottom, with, you know, collaborating. So perhaps allied nations working together, you know, looking for peace, stability. Because as we move down here, it feels like conflict. Five of Wands, you know, with this power here. This is power. This could be many countries. This could be one person. This could be, you know, it's whatever it is, it's power brewing. You see that sort of portal? That's what it feels like. Something very powerful. And Five of Wands, conflict, friction, exposure of things that you shouldn't be doing that might cause the conflict. Eight of Swords, this, you know, restriction, limitation for the world. Something we'll be looking at, I have a feeling. And the Five of Pentacles, this lack here. Lack of collaboration, you know, lack of an ability to rise above the conflict. That's what the Five of Wands also represents. And we have here the Three of Swords and the Page of Swords as the ultimate outcome. You know, Three of Swords is about disappointment, you know, pain, betrayal. And the Page of Swords is about how you communicating openly, being curious. A card of intelligence. Next week feels intense for the world at large, you know, information coming out that could be either surprising or shocking, and people thinking about their stability. It doesn't necessarily feel like, oh, horrible, but it feels like like countries locking in, so in some sense. Okay, so that was the world for next week. Let's look at Donald Trump. Now these cards that are nude, I will turn face down. I will turn them face down, okay? So you guys don't, even that says, well, whatever. I mean, not get into it. It's art. It's artwork. But they don't respect tarot, so. Donald Trump for next week, his energy. Donald Trump for next week. Remember, guys, my guides show me his truth and the truth because he is so dishonest. They show me both sides, which helps me understand better. Donald Trump. 3 more shuffles. Queen of Swords on the bottom. The Emperor. Three of Cups. Knight of Pentacles. Judgment. There's some nude people here, so I will turn it face down. That is Judgment, guys. His energy is always locked in. He gets the same cards. We have the Hermit. We have the World. There's a nude person on here as well, so I will turn it face down. 1, 2, 3 major cards, 4 major cards. Very important week. And he is locked in. He's locked in. It's it for him. He's locked. His chances are gone. His multiple chances to change, the energy now does not change. 9 of Wands. Strength. Yeah, he's gonna need it. He's gonna need it. Knight of Swords. This is the World, and this is Judgment. And Knight of Swords is right there. King of Swords. The Empress. The Empress. It's telling me it's going here. The reason why I like using this deck because his energy is in this deck when I pick it up. I've used it so much for him, so I don't want to stop using it. I don't want his energy on my other decks. Okay, this is my least favorite deck, so this is the one he gets. Page of Pentacles. His locked in. He gets the same cards every time now. He gets the same. Page of Pentacles. Right here. All those court cards. Five of Wands. Right here. You know what? They're telling me to put it here. Remember, Judgment, the World. Okay. Ace of Swords. Six of Pentacles. Again, Six of Pentacles came out in the it came out in the collective read when I said giving and receiving favors. Eight of Cups. Queen of Cups. Want me to put it here? Interesting. Alright, give me the ultimate outcome for his week. Hangman's on the bottom. Two of Swords. He don't know what to do, where to go, how to be, how to act. We have his favorite card, the High Priestess. The Hangman, the Ten of Wands. Queen of Pentacles. Four of Swords. The Emperor. Three of Cups. Knight of Pentacles. Judgment. The Hermit. The World. I have these two covered, face down rather, because they're nude. I don't want to get a strike. They gave me a warning the first time. Okay? If I violate it again, they give me a strike. Anyway, Page of Pentacles, Knight of Swords, Queen of Cups, Strength, Ace of Swords, King of Swords, Eight of Cups, the Tower, Nine of Wands, Six of Pentacles, Five of Wands, the Empress, and the ultimate outcome is the High Priestess and the Two of Swords. Okay, so starting off at the beginning of the week, we have the Tower. The Tower came out in our reading for the U.S. Collective, and the Tower is in his reading. Because I said something shocking that we will be looking at will happen. And he got the Tower. Okay, and for those of you who don't know what the Tower is, he always gets it. It's his energy is locked in now. The cards aren't changing. From week to week, they generally stay the same. And whatever the Tower moment is, will we see it? Probably. It feels like yes. It feels as though, looking at these other cards, the Tower, the Emperor, the Three of Cups, the Page of Pentacles, the Knight of Swords, the Queen of Cups, it will cause a collapse in his Emperor energy, you know, that he thinks he is the Emperor. He's not. It will cause a collapse of his, this Three of Cups feels like, this isn't us. I'm not sure though. For this reading, does the Three of Cups represent the U.S. collective? For this reading, does the Three of Cups represent the U.S. collective? You're saying no. This feels like his relationships. Okay. His connections. It feels like a total collapse of that. Let's see. For this reading, do the Three of Cups represent Donald Trump's relationships? Okay, saying yes. Okay, clear the center, please. Does it represent his work relationships? Does this represent Donald Trump's work relationships? Okay, saying yes. Okay. All right, so the Tower, well, let me just double check, because sometimes the Tower can represent, it doesn't feel that way here in this energy, because sometimes the Tower can represent you shaking something up or doing something that shakes things up or causes a shock. Does the Tower card in this reading represent Donald Trump shaking things up, taking a risk? Okay, saying no. Clear the center, please. Does the Tower card represent Donald Trump's Tower moment? Does it represent his Tower moment? Okay. All right. So with the Tower here and the collapse of his relationships, the collapse of his authority, perhaps a lessening of his power in some sense, the Page of Pentacles always comes out for him, and I always look at it as him receiving help, or also like him receiving assistance, but also like a what's the word, like a need to find some sort of focus. I need to plan strategically, okay, methodically rather, and that ability may be gone with the Tower. He doesn't have that ability, but something, you know, something collapses here with this help or this focus or this plan, you know, plans here. And the Knight of Swords here, this protection. This feels like people. This feels like people around him. Okay, there's someone who has this energy with the Knight of Swords. This isn't him. This isn't in his wheelhouse. This sort of intellectual protection, this rushing in, you know, or perhaps someone rushing in with the truth, but this feels like someone around him with the Knight of Swords. Someone that may be smart, but that is collapsing. Knight of Swords can be impulsive too, you know. Queen of Cups, his emotional stability. Par for the course. I know that is what emotional stability, but with the sort of complete collapse of it, feels like not knowing what to do. Not, you know, that's him overall, not knowing what to do. But it feels like honestly, it feels dark. Like I just see darkness. I see isolation. I see nothing really. I only see darkness. Let me get another card as to why I'm seeing that. Four of Cups. Five of Pentacles. Yeah, isolation. Magician. Yeah, something strange. I feel just like alone. As we move to the midweek, it seems as though he's trying to use his strength, his inner resources, or his outer resources, you know, or this is the face he's showing to the public as well, that he is strong. And we have the Nine of Wands, you know, coming out after this collapse and saying you're resilient, you know, you're strong. That's what he will present to the public. The Knight of Pentacles is a slow moving, you know, slow moving energy towards your goals or your plans. Very slow. You know, sort of saying it. This is what he will be presenting. That he's still with it. That he has the strength. But it feels like a lie, quite honestly. Because as we move, we have judgment here. These are, you know, his judgment always comes up now for him. You know, his judgment is here. And he will be presenting a strength to the public here. It feels like he's trying to regroup. Okay. But the judgment card is here, and it feels as though people will continue to demand that he take responsibility. We have the Five of Wands, the Six of Pentacles here on top of judgment. Like I said, giving and receiving favors, things that he, you know, he's not supposed to be doing with the Five of Wands here. Lots of conflict as well. He will either be, with the Ace of Wands here, he will be communicating strength. We're trying to project that. But also with not the Ace of Wands, Ace of Swords. Okay? He'll be talking a lot. Par for the course. But he will be trying to bolster himself. And the King and the Ace of Swords is here. He will not want people to be talking, but they will be talking. We came out. The King of Swords is us. Yeah. We have judgment. Your card of karma. You have to take responsibility. Your time is here now. Okay. Ace of Swords is it's a card of communication. News coming out. New opportunities for intellectual expansion. King of Swords, assessing shrewdly, looking at things, looking at the truth, and you have the Sword of Truth here, and the King is holding the Sword of Truth. I mean, not good for you. It feels like truth coming out. But all the truth has been coming out. What will happen is the question. Does the King of Swords and the Ace of Swords represent truth coming out? People discussing the truth. People knowing the truth. The truth about the Hermit. He won't hide, okay? He's not going to disappear, and he won't do that. But Hermit is a card of dissonance, corruption, you know, treason, doing things that are treasonous, roguery, you know, all that stuff. And it feels like it will be talked about. Oh, it's always being talked about, but what will happen? It's the question. Okay, we have the Empress here. I feel like it could quite possibly be his health as well. It could be his health. It could be one of the things. It doesn't feel like it's everything. Does the Empress and the Hermit also have to do with Donald Trump's health in this reading? Does the Empress and the Hermit also have to do with Donald Trump's health in this reading? Saying yes. It feels like something, maybe a report or a news report coming out, or that's what it feels. It feels like, and the world is here, the news is coming out, and the Eight of Cups is here. The Eight of Cups is about walking away into something better, you know, because something is not good for you. And so you're deciding to walk off into, I'm not making predictions, I'm just saying. You're deciding to walk off despite uncertainty and not knowing, but you do know that it's better for you. Doesn't sound like him. But he might, I don't know. I do not know. The world is things coming full circle. The world is news coming out. People looking at you. Something with his health here. Also, you know, something with the things he has been doing coming out. Something bad and shocking. And this feels like total darkness here. And we have the High Priestess and the Two of Swords. This feels like, feeling stuck and stagnant, unable to move forward, or you refuse to and you're in denial. Okay, and the High Priestess is your secrets. Let me get one more card. Saw the Sun. Justice. We got justice too. Balance. It doesn't feel like because this starts off here with this Tower and it sort of defines the rest of the week, and it feels as though, if honestly, and I'm not saying this because he's Donald Trump, but it feels as though he won't have any control, right? It feels as though things will be done to him. And I don't mean like in a threatening way, but I mean like, you know, when you have a certain week where things just happen to you that's out of your control, whether you something happens to your car suddenly and you have to get it fixed, or I'm just using simple, this is serious though, it feels like, with all these major cards here, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. He got 7 major cards. 8 cards. This is serious. This is a serious week for him. And so it feels like he won't have control, and it also feels like not knowing what to do about it. He'll present a face to the public. He'll be on social media. I can see it. I see that. But it feels like things being done that he has no control over. It won't be good for him. I love that for him. Continue to have bad weeks. Continue to be locked in. Continue to lose, you know, because you are lost. I want to quickly explore the energy around this being over for him. And what am I not seeing? Perhaps you could show me. I'm not going to pull a lot of cards because it's getting late, but I'm curious. Interesting. 10 of Wands. 7 of Swords. 2 of Pentacles. I remember these are similar cards I pulled before regarding this energy. World. We have the Chariot on the bottom. Two of Swords. Interesting. The Magician. A lot of court cards. Queen of Wands. This is the World. Okay. Page of Cups. He gets that often. Ace of Cups. Knight of Wands. Three of Pentacles. Two of Wands. Ace of Pentacles. The Emperor. Strength. Eight of Pentacles. The Hangman. Ten of Swords. Okay, really quick. This goes here. This goes here. Eight of Pentacles. This goes here. And this goes actually up here. Judgment, ultimate outcome, Judgment and the Lovers, Death, Five of Wands, Nine of Cups in reverse, Five of Wands. We don't need to have Death, because he's clothed. Nine of Pentacles, Nine of Cups in reverse, and Five of Cups. I'm going to do this very quick, okay? Because I know exactly what these are saying. The Emperor, he is the Emperor, okay? And so you have the Emperor here, Hangman, Ten of Wands, Seven of Swords, Three of Pentacles, Ten of Swords, Knight of Wands, all that stuff. It looks like a mess, but I promise you it's not. I'll be quick. This is all the delays that he has, all the things that he's trying to do. He's continuously delayed. And also this has to do with perspective. And this is very burdensome to him, this job. He doesn't care. He doesn't want it. He doesn't care about it. He just wants to hurt people. Okay? And the Ten of Swords, interestingly enough, they're saying here that this is close. This is what he did to himself. Okay? By his Seven of Swords energy, his thievery, his corruption, you know, doing things in secret, that, you know, collaborating with the Three of Pentacles. It's the same energy. It's very fascinating. And with the Knight of Pentacles next to the Ten of Swords, it really feels like a quick progression towards people being more, his opposition being more emboldened and more urgent to end this in some way. With the Two of Pentacles, it's like prioritizing that. Right? The Queen of Wands is on top of here. Let's see real quick. The Knight of Wands and the Queen of Wands represent Donald Trump's opposition in this reading. I'm saying yes. It feels very spicy. Okay. This energy here. And they're doing it very methodically with the Eight of Pentacles. They're working towards getting him out. That's what it feels like. It feels like building something, building a case, building something. Slowly and surely, but now it's progressing quicker. Is this the Democrats? Let's see. Does the Queen of Wands and the Knight of Wands represent the Democrats in this reading? Okay. One of my guys just said, now you see it. Five of Wands, the card of exposure. This is the World. And the Two of Wands is here. Two of Wands is a card of overseas as well. Implementing your plans, the World, news coming out. It feels like people looking at him. It feels like people looking at him. Someone's waiting for something to come in. Ace of Pentacles feels like a new opportunity. It feels like a new opportunity provided with this work down here. This prioritizing a need to get him gone. It feels like with the Ace of Pentacles, a new opportunity to expand. Because really, the Two of Swords next to the World, that's face side down. Yeah, these four cards are about expansion. Because the Ace of Cups is like, Ace of Cups is, in this reading, it feels like new intuition, if that makes sense. That's the word I'm hearing, the phrase I'm hearing. That's taking off this stagnancy, this blindfold with the Two of Swords, because the World is next to it. And these cards here are all about expansion. The World, the Two of Wands, and the Ace of Pentacles. And it feels new, okay? With the Five of Wands here, this exposing this, you know, and expanding the perhaps investigation, expanding, something's expanding that is, I keep hearing a grab for power with the Magician here, the Page of Cups here, and Strength here. And Judgment and the Judgment and the Lovers is here. This is for me, these are the most two important cards because those are his two cards. They will make a decision about him. This is about this ending for him. Okay, so what I'm gathering here is that there is indeed an investigation brewing here. It's progressing quicker because of his, I mean, we're all alive and we see what he's doing, right? But they are delaying him constantly. It's burdensome to him, but while all of these things is happening, they are prioritizing getting rid of him. Okay, the Judgment and Lovers is here. The Lovers is about big choices. You have two choices. You have a choice to make, and Judgment is next to it. I view the Judgment card for him as like, your time is up. Okay. Let's see when. I'm not gonna say when, I don't know, but give me the Fool. Okay. Interesting. Definitely not, we're not going into the fall with this person. Definitely not the fall. Perhaps the next 3 months into the summer. Interesting. So show me a court card if it's in the next 3 months. I saw the King of Wands, but I pulled the Fool, the Court Jester. A Court Jester. I'm going to pull one card for Kamala because we ran out of time. When will we see her? Jeez, okay. The Emperor. One more. That is the mark on authority there. That is saying, I'm already here. That is what that is saying. I'm already here. Interesting. The World is there. One more. King of Pentacles. Ace of Swords. Temperance. Six of Wands. Yeah, she's coming out with the Six of Wands, is you being in the spotlight. She'll be back soon. She'll be back soon. Soon. Very, very soon. Did you guys see her at the Met Gala? beautiful dress. She's purposely being quiet because she's doing things. Okay? We're going to see her soon, and I mean, she's here already. The Emperor is here, and Temperance is here, and the Six of Wands. King of Pentacles, the Ace of Swords. I mean, Ace of Swords is a card of communication. It's a card of speaking, you know, on a podcast, in an interview. You are talking. There is no longer any eight of Swords in her energy. Temperance, wisdom, healing, inner peace, inner balance, inner harmony. People cheering her on with the Six of Wands. People looking at her, marching with victory. She will be back real soon. Be prepared. Alright guys, that's it. I will see you on Monday. Enjoy your weekend. Do something you enjoy. Get some rest. Restore yourself. And I'll see you Monday. Bye. Please like this video. Okay? Subscribe if you haven't. Comment. And I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.